The power of imagined light and color. Now, I've talked about the healing properties of light, especially sunlight, red light therapy, the effects of different colors on different beings and plants. But in this briefing, I'd like to specifically go into imagined light and imagined color. Imagining light and color has real physiological effects. You can imagine yourself into well-being. I'm going to share an experience of this instead of just brabbling about it. So as you sit there, make yourself comfortable. Come to rest. Breathe in on a count of 4. Hold your breath on a count of 4. And breathe out on a count of 4. Let's do that again. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4. And continue to do that on your own. Give thanks to the highest source in the universe while you breathe, imagining you're breathing in from the highest. Holding what you breathed in from the highest in your body, and while breathing out, you focus on nothing because you're keeping that energy within yourself. You're just relaxing on the out-breath. And I say imagine this, but I actually believe this is what's really happening when you breathe. I believe your breathing is a connection to the highest source, for it is written that your Creator breathed your soul into your body. Therefore, breathing is that string, that link, that unbreakable connection. So keep breathing in this way. And imagine a light above your head, sourced from the highest, right here at your crown. And again, I say imagine, but I'm actually asking you to imagine things that are already there, which amplifies what is already there, which is more powerful than imagining what is not. But that's a topic for a whole other time. Imagine this energy above your head, this light sourced from the highest. Imagine that it's a beam that goes through the center of your head down to your chest and solar plexus. On the in-breath, imagine this light going through your head down to your chest, and on the out-breath, imagine it going in a circle around your body and being as a protective field. So a slow in-breath, energy in, out-breath, it becomes a protective field around you. And then actually do what I just did, add some gesturing to it. On the in-breath, imagine it coming from above, Add this finger movement, and then this, to symbolize a circle around yourself. And you can do that clockwise or counterclockwise. Some claim that men prefer clockwise, women prefer counterclockwise. Don't know if it's true. I've never tested that. Doesn't really matter. Do what feels right to you. And you can add some words to it. You can say, the light of Source flows through me. The light of Source surrounds me. Okay, stop doing that. How does that feel? I'd venture a guess that 80% of you felt a real change. Either a small change or a big, profound change. But a change it is, based on what you imagined, based on you imagining light and color. Okay, you might feel more clear, you might feel more light. That was you within only a few minutes. And if you have not felt any shift to doing what we just did, it means you're not sensitive to subtle energies quite yet. You're still a bit too dense, or too distracted, or too overwhelmed in life in general, not during this exercise, but in general, to feel subtle energies. And what you can do in that case is either get to more basic teachings, more dense teachings, such as goal setting and action steps. I got plenty of denser videos than this, okay? See what resonates. Or get some rest, go on vacation, meditate, pray, eat more consciously, act more consciously. Follow your intuition, follow your heart. Remove things that don't belong. All the basic things, okay? Because normally you'd have to feel even a slight shift in energy after visualizing in the way we just did. All right. Now, once again, on the in-breath, breathe it in as a ray of light from above, going through the crown. And on the out-breath, have the energy turn orange and go into your thyroid, this area. So on the in-breath, it's white or yellow light. And on the out-breath, instead of going around you, it goes all into your thyroid and turns orange. Let's try that for a while. How does that feel? Can you feel that? Now, in my view, you've just sent energy and well-being to your thyroid. And you might be wondering whether the supplements you take, say for your thyroid, for example, are actually needed, or whether you could fix each part of your body or your glands from within. This is actually from within, using your imagination. And I say that nobody needs supplements. Why are you paying for supplements when you have much more power from within? Power to fix every little detail and even allow it to fix itself. Doesn't fix because of all the supplements, but in spite of all the junk you put into yourself. And it's amazing to me how people pay for this stuff. Yes, some supplements work in some cases for some people, but even in those cases, there are imagination ways to go about it, teachings that are simply lost to humanity. And if you're smart, you're wondering whether a specific color corresponds to each gland, or which colors correspond to each case. And since I don't spoon feed everything to help you think for yourself, research for yourself, I'm not going to tell you. But I'll drop a lot of hints in this video with which you can figure it out yourself. Let's try something else now. Become aware of a place in your body that you'd like to improve, a place that maybe doesn't feel as good as it should, feel ideal. Maybe you got a little pressure in your tummy, or a little pain in the back, or a little something in your finger, whatever. Put some attention on it now. And imagine you have a palette of colors, and each color is a different kind of medicine to your body and being. And I'm saying imagine each color is a different medicine when it actually is. But we're pretending that you're just imagining, right? Because this knowledge is all but unknown to 99% of the people. Now try to sense, putting attention on that part of the body, whatever it is, try to sense which color, which medicine this part of your body wants. What color is it asking for? Choose one color and fill that body part, that area, with that color right now. Perhaps closing your eyes. Intend for that color to be a medicine, even though it already is. Double down with the intention. Determine whether it's cool or warm, whether it has a smell or a taste, and fill the whole area with that medicine, or imagine rubbing it on the area. And then let go and let the medicine do its work. Isn't that how you do it? When you do it in so-called reality, you rub an ointment and then you let the ointment do its work. And that's how it is with manifesting. You let the intention do its work. Let's try something else. Hold your hands like this. In this distance, until you feel the electricity between your hands, between your fingers. Bring it closer to your mouth and speak into this energy. All glory to the Most High. And then rub your face with it. How does that feel? You see, I just made that up. I just used my imagination. That's not a specific technique I got from somewhere. I just made it up. But it is based on energy principles that I'm familiar with, because I'm familiar with the essence of consciousness. I can make things up that work. Most of you will have felt the difference, correct? So we used physiology, touching, speaking, all of which are energies, and some of you maybe even imagined some electricity there to produce a felt difference, an effect. And some of you might have preferred to rub counterclockwise, some clockwise, okay? Now, imagine a green ball between your hands, holding your fingers again like this. Green symbolizes, represents healing. Emerald green, beautiful green, deep green. And then take that circle and rub it on your stomach in a circular fashion, either clockwise or counterclockwise, as you prefer. Try clockwise and then try counterclockwise. If you're into subtle energies, you'll feel a difference, a subtle difference, and you'll prefer one or the other for the purpose of relaxation. My relaxation is clockwise. Let's imagine that green ball again. And then let's turn it to blue. Have a light blue, beautiful baby blue or light blue ball between your hands. Imagine it radiating, energetic. And what feels better to you, emerald green or light blue? You need to get a sense of what colors, sounds, touches feel good to you and are the best for each situation, each body part, each context. Generally, I prefer light blue, but in this instance, emerald green felt better. Now hold this light blue ball like this. Light blue represents cooling down, a clear mind, and send the ball to somebody who needs cooling down with this kind of motion. Boom. You think of someone and you just pop it over to them. And for most of you, this is sheer imagination, and that's sad, okay? Sheer folly. But that's not the case. Conscious people like to get verification for things as not to become the delusional people some of you think we are. And verification could mean to ask the person whether they felt anything at this specific time. And if they didn't, either they're too dense to feel anything or they're distracted. Simple as that. But in many cases, you will hear them say, yes, I did feel you thinking of me at the very least at that time. If they're extremely sensitive to energy, they'll even know what you did exactly. You sent me energy. If they're even more sensitive, they'll say, you sent me light blue energy. If they're even more sensitive, they'll know what you were thinking while you sent it. Okay, let's try that again. Light blue ball. You're going to send it to somebody that needs healing energy, but I'd like you to first speak into the ball. May you cool down. May you find peace, my friend. Here you go. Now let's look at something else. You have an etheric body that mirrors your physical body. You have etheric limbs, etheric arms, etheric hands. And you can develop some awareness, some sensitivity, some control of that. What is that good for? Well, sensitivity to subtle energy is good for healing. It's good for energy. It's good for understanding of who you really are. You're not just a clump of meat. And it'll make you smarter overall, more aware of your surroundings, because you actually perceive your world through your etheric body and not through the clump of meat. And I know that the science teaches differently. I don't care what the so-called science teaches. I know what I know. So lift your right hand, put it back down. Lift your left hand, put it back down. And now keep your physical right hand down and just imagine lifting your right hand, lifting your etheric right hand. And imagine putting it back down. Imagine lifting your etheric left hand. And imagine putting it back down. Did you feel that? Again, I venture a guess that 80% of you felt something. A slight lightness or a pulling or maybe a jolt. Let's try it again. Lift both of your hands and put them down. Now lift your etheric hands, keeping your physical ones on the table. Again, lift your physical hands, putting them into your etheric hands. Now put your physical hands down, but leave your etheric hands up. See what the mere intention does? Intention coupled with imagination. Stand up physically. Sit back down. And now stand up etherically. And sit down etherically. Stand up etherically. And then slip your physical body into the etheric one. Sit down only your physical body, keep the etheric one standing. Take your etheric body for a walk around the room to look at different objects, to touch them. Now, to many of you, you're only imagining this, and that's true, you are imagining it, but there's also a real part to it, which is very subtle. There's a real aspect and an imagined aspect to it. Return to your body, sit back in your body. With practice, you'll get a sense of the real aspect of it, and you'll be able to send your etheric self on missions to remote view, remote see, remote feel, remote hear. Light and color are the basis of your soul, your energy, your essence. And that's why it's a good idea to familiarize yourself with light and color and what it can do. May the source be with you.